We worked with Oystercatchers in the first instance because we felt like the first opportunity that they brought to us was well landed, it was well contextualised, the brief was a quality brief, and you could see that the Oystercatchers and the client had worked hard to figure out who ought to pitch for this piece of business and how they were going to determine, who the winner should be. It all seemed very clear. And that's always really encouraging for an agency who has a finite amount of time to respond to pitch opportunities. In terms of what I think so far we've got out of working with Oystercatchers, I think on a sort of pitch specific level, they have helped us to up our game on how we respond to pitches, how we iterate that with the client, and how we sort of push hard for the right solution and go the extra mile, sort of throw the kitchen sink at it when we think it's the right thing to do. And I think more generally how they've helped us as an agency is I think they've helped us think a little bit differently about who we are, what sort of briefs we ought to be responding to, and who we ought to be competing against. And also the nice thing is they've introduced us to a whole new network of people, which I think has been very helpful. I think Oystercatchers often perform better than the competition. I think because of the sort of quality of preparation and contextualization in the brief. So they seem to set it up better. They seem to have better buy-in from the client to the process, which is often an issue for agencies. And they also seem to be able to encourage the client to sort of levels of iteration that a lot of the time we don't see from other third parties. And that always is important to us because that's the kind of stuff that really cuts the odds in terms of the agency's chance of winning. I think the reason why I'd recommend Oystercatchers is they only tend to come to the table with a well thought through quality opportunity that they think is right for you.